see. Happy Friday, and thank you for joining me in today's ab attack class. For today's workout, we have 6 exercises that we will be doing for 4 rounds, 1 set per exercise, with the timing being 35 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. So I'm going to go ahead and demo what our 6 exercises will be. We will start seated with our legs extended and our hands by our head. We're going to raise our feet up off the ground. And we're going to bring one foot in and bring that opposite hand to touch. And then you will just switch, coming in and out. If you need that modified version, you can just drop your heels to the ground. And then same thing, you're just bringing the feet in, making sure you're keeping that back nice and straight, engaging that core. And then we will lay it onto our back, keeping those legs extended. We have a single leg raise crunch. So arms over our head. We're going to have one leg straight, one leg bent. As we raise that leg up, we're bringing our hands up to touch. Shoulders should be coming off the ground into that crunch. Bring it back down, switch legs, and then same thing, just coming up for that crunch, making sure shoulders are coming off the ground. Then we will turn it over into a plank position. We're going to come onto our elbows. So elbows right underneath the shoulders, coming up onto our knees. We're just going to tap it out side to side. If you need that modified version, drop it down to that half plank and then just bring the knees out side to side. Again, making sure that back does not arch, pull that belly button into your spine. Keep that nice pelvic tilt, nice straight back. And then we're going to flip it back over onto our back for a bicycle to a double crunch. So just like we do in a bicycle, bringing that elbow to that opposite knee, then extending it out, bringing both knees, both elbows in, back out, and then switching sides. For that modified version, same as the other one, you can just keep the heels down, come in, bring it back, double, and then switch. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you can keep those feet hovering off the ground to challenge your core a little bit more. Then we will turn it over one more time, coming into a high plank position this time, so hands and toes. We're going to come back into a side rocket launcher, so pushing our shoulders back, bending those knees. We're going to turn it in one direction. So at first the knees will come out to the left. And then when we come back that high plank, that left elbow is going to come out to, or that left knee is going to come out to that left elbow. Then we'll bring it back, rotate those knees to the right, and then the right knee is going to come out to the right elbow. So whichever way the knees turn, that is going to be the same knee that you use to come out to the elbow for that spider crunch. And then our last exercise, we just have a full body sit up. So legs bent, arms over our head. As we keep our chin off our chest, we're going to take our back completely off the ground. And we're going to lift our feet up, swing the arms around, almost make a clap underneath the legs, lay it back down, and then repeat. So feet should be coming up, hands coming under to touch, and then we will lay it back down. But we're going to go ahead and start with our star V-sit. So sitting on our bottoms, legs extended, hands by your head. You can either hover it, and then you're going to bring the feet in, have that opposite hand touch, or modified, heels down, and then same thing. We have one set, 4 rounds, 35 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We're going to get it started. So everyone should be seated, legs extended, hands by your head. Let's get it started in 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot to the opposite hand in. If you want that challenge, you can hover the feet. If you don't want that challenge, you can keep the heels down and still bring the feet in. Engage your core. Keep that back nice and straight.
I didn't get that.
10 seconds. And then we're going to lay it down for our single leg raise crunch in 3, 2, 1. Let's drop it onto our backs. Keep those legs extended, Arms over our head. We're going to bend one of our legs as we raise it up. Hands are coming up to touch. Bring it back down and switch in 2, 1. Raise it up. Bring it down. Switch those legs. Then back up. Make sure those shoulders are coming off the floor into that crunch. And as you lower the legs down, keep that lower back nice and flat. We have 10 seconds. 2, 1. Let's turn it over. Plank position on our forearms, elbows underneath our shoulders, and then we're just going to tap out our toes side to side, knees up in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Tap those feet out. Pull that belly button into your spine. Don't let your bottom raise up too high. If you need to, you can always drop it down to your knees, modified version, and then just step out the knees side to side. You've just over 10 seconds before we turn it back over. With 3, 2, 1, let's turn it over. Bicycle to a double crunch. So knee to that opposite elbow, both knees, both elbows in, and then switch. 2, 1, let's go ahead and start. And if you want that extra challenge, you can just keep those feet hovering off the ground. We have 10 seconds. And then we're going to turn it over one more time. 3, 2, 1. Let's flip it over. This time we are on our hands. We're going to push it back, bend those knees to the right, and then that right knee will come out to that right elbow. In 3, 2, 1. Push it back, turn those knees to the right, come back forward, right knee, right elbow. This time, push it back, twist it to the left, and then push it forward, left knee, left elbow. Looking good, Jonathan. Looking good, Alex. We have 15 seconds. Make sure when you push it back forward, those shoulders should be over your hands. We just have 3 more seconds. And we're going to turn it over for our final exercise of this first round, full body sit up. We are with our legs bent, arms overhead, swing it around and touch your hands. 2, 1, bring it up, backs off the ground, and then bring the hands under the legs, keeping that chin off your chest. We have 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, sit it on up. We are back to our V-sit. Legs extended, hands by our head. We're sitting on our bottoms. Go ahead, bring the feet in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, alternating. And again, if you want that challenge, you can hover it. Otherwise, you can just keep heels down, toes up with those legs extended. We have 10 more seconds, and then we're going to lay it on our backs. Single leg raise crunch. Go ahead, lay it back down. Keep those legs extended. bend one of those legs low as we raise one leg up, bringing our arms overhead to touch. In 3, 2, 1, bring it up, back down, switch the legs. And if you have a weight, you're more than welcome to hold it in your hands for this movement, just for that little bit added resistance. Over 10 seconds to go. 2, 1, let's turn it over. We're coming onto our forearms, and then we're gonna tap those toes out. Knees up in 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up, tap the toes, side to side. If you need to, feel free to modify it onto your knees, tapping out the knees instead of the toes. Ten seconds. Keep it moving. Keep the butt down, back nice and straight. With 2, 1, we can turn it over. We have our bicycle to our double crunch. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee, opposite elbow, and then both, and then switch. Just like with the others, if you want that challenge, your feet can hover off the ground. If you don't, you can just keep the heels down, toes up. Just make sure as you extend those legs out, keep that lower back nice and flat. Let's turn it back over onto our hands for our side rocket launcher. Knees are gonna come out to the right, and then that right knee to that right elbow. In 3, 2, 1, push it back. Bring that right knee, right elbow, then push it back to the left. Come forward, left knee, left elbow. As you come forward, those shoulders should be directly over your hands. Single digits. And we just have one more exercise in this round. Let's turn it over onto our backs, legs bent, arms over our head. We're gonna swing our arms around as we sit up, backs completely off the floor in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Should be keeping that chin off of your chest. Ten more seconds. 2, 1. We are sitting it back up halfway there. We just have 2 more rounds. Our star V sit, hands by our head, legs extended. Let's bring it in 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet in one at a time. You either have your heels down or still want that challenge, go ahead, hover it off the floor. We just have 10 more seconds and then we get to lay on our backs. Keep that back straight. 2, 1. Let's bring it to the floor. One leg straight, one leg bent, arm over our head. We're gonna raise the leg up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up. And then switch once you drop the legs back down. Ten seconds. We're gonna turn it over. 2, 1. Let's flip it over onto our elbows for our plank toe taps. We're great getting it started in 3, 2, 1. We are up. Tap it out. Just over 10 seconds. Keep moving. You got it. 5 seconds to go. We can turn it back over for our bicycle to that double crunch. Legs extended, hands by our head. Elbow to the opposite knee. In 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Then both. And then switch. Just over 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. We are onto our hands and feet into our high plank for our rocket launcher. Knees to the right to start off with. Let's push it back in 3, 2, 1. Push it back, knees to the right. Come forward, right knee, right elbow. Then switch sides. Single digits. Just have one more exercise in this third round. And we will turn it over for that full body sit up onto our back. Legs bent, arms over our head. Let's swing it around in 3, 2, 1. Swing it around, lift the feet up, bring the back completely off the floor, making sure that chin stays off your chest. You have 5 seconds. 2, 1. Let's go ahead and sit it back up. This is it, our final round, you guys. Just have 5 minutes left of this workout. Our star V sit. Legs extended, hands by our head. 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot in. Tap it with the opposite hand. Keep the back nice and straight. This is it, only one set each exercise, and then we are done. Just 10 more with this V-sit. 3, 2, 1. Let's lay it on down. One leg out, one leg bent, arms over our head. Just 35 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up, back down, switch the legs. Make sure to keep that lower back nice and flat, press to the floor. Two, one. Let's go ahead, turn it over onto our forearms one last time. Elbow plank with those toe taps. We have 3, 2, 1. Pick the knees up, tap out the toes side to side. Keep that butt down, pull that belly button in. And again, you can always modify it onto your knees if you need to. We just have 10 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. We can turn it over for our bicycles. Legs extended, hands by our head, knee to opposite elbow. In 3, 2, 1. Let's start. 15 seconds. 2, 1. We can turn it back over onto our hands, this time in that high plank position. Pushing those knees to the right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Push it back, twist it to the right, push it forward, right knee, right elbow. Just 10 more seconds, and then we're going to turn it over one last time. 2, 1. Let's turn it over. Whew. Final set. Just 35 seconds. We are on our backs with our legs bent, feet flat, arms overhead. 3, 2, 1. Swing it around. Lift the feet back off the floor. You guys are doing awesome. We just have 15 seconds to go. Three, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Whew. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. And then go ahead and meet me back on the floor. We are going to start on our back today. Just stretching out the lower back to begin with. So we're going to pick both of our knees up and just hug it towards our chest. If it feels good, you can rock it side to side. If it doesn't, just stay nice and flat on your back. And then we're going to go ahead, bring it back nice and flat, keeping those knees in the air. We're going to bring our right arm out to the side. Left hand's placed on the outside of that right knee, and we're just going to guide those knees down towards the left. And then we're going to turn and look over our right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. And then we'll go ahead, exhale, and bring the knees back up. Switching sides, left arm out, right hand on the outside of the left knee. Push the knees down to the right and turn and look over your left shoulder. Three, two, one. Go ahead, pick the knees back up. Keeping the feet together, we're gonna open those knees out wide into a butterfly. And then we're gonna grab our feet, pulling our heels toward our groin to stretch out our inner thighs. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, use those elbows to push those knees out. And then we're gonna go ahead and slowly release. Drop the feet back down to the floor. Keep those legs bent. We're coming into a right piriformis stretch. Cross that right leg over the left, and then pick the left leg up in your hand. Just pull it towards you. Three, two, one. Bring it back down. Uncross, and then bring the left over the right. Pick the right leg up. Should be feeling it in your left piriformis. If you're not, just pull that right knee a little bit closer towards you. We have 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, drop that right knee down, uncross it, and we will slowly sit up, coming into a crisscross position. Staying seated, we're gonna bring our hands behind our back, interlock those fingers, and sitting up nice and tall. We're just gonna raise our arms up into a little bit of a shoulder stretch. And then with our arms up, let's go ahead, bring that left ear down to our left shoulder, stretch out the neck. Three, two, one. Bring it back up center. Drop the hands down really quickly, and then bring them back up. And then let's go ahead, bring that right ear down to that right shoulder. Three, two, one. Coming back up center, go ahead, drop the hands down. We're gonna go ahead, take a nice big inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And then we're gonna go ahead, exhale that left arm down, and then lean it over to the left. If you want that deeper stretch, just drop that left elbow to the floor, making sure you keep that right hip down. Don't let it lift off the ground. And then we'll go ahead, inhale it back up. Spine nice and long. Exhale that right arm down. Lean it over to the right. And then we'll go ahead, inhale it back up one more time. And then we will exhale those arms down. That is all I have for class today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and hopefully I will see you all next week. Stay safe. Have a good one.